How do you cope when you experience stress? Do you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or anxious? Well, as Hans Selye, the father of stress research, noted, it is not the stress itself, but rather our response to it that truly matters. In this video, we are diving into the realm of coping mechanisms, those essential strategies and behaviors we rely on to navigate the challenges of stress in our lives. First, we'll delve into the mechanism of stress, exploring how our body and mind react to challenging situations. Then we will discuss individual differences in responding to stress and the underlying mechanisms that drive these responses. Finally, I will discuss coping mechanisms and their importance in dealing with stress. Let us talk about the mechanism of stress. The stress response begins with the perception of a stressor, which can be anything perceived as a threat, challenge, or demand. This perception can be influenced by individual factors such as past experiences and beliefs. The perception of a stressor triggers the release of cortisol, often called the stress hormone, along with the hormone adrenaline. Cortisol and adrenaline increase heart rate, blood pressure, and energy levels, preparing the body for immediate action in the fight or flight response. Then we experience physiological changes. Our senses sharpen, muscles tense, and attention focuses intensely, aiding in rapid decision-making or physical response to the stressor. These physiological changes help cope with the stressor by either confronting it or escaping from it. The fight or flight response is designed to be a rapid and temporary reaction to acute stressors. Ideally, once the threat or stressor is no longer present, the body's stress response systems, including cortisol release, should return to baseline levels. However, in cases of chronic stress or prolonged exposure to stressors, the fight or flight response may not switch off as effectively. This can lead to sustained elevation of stress hormones like cortisol, which can have negative effects on physical and mental health over time. Now that we have explored the mechanisms of stress, let us turn our attention to how individuals uniquely respond to these stressors. There are individual differences in responding to stress. Understanding how individuals respond to stress is key to managing it effectively. People differ in their ability to cope with stress due to various factors such as temperament, personality traits, and available resources. Let us explore two individuals, Person A and Person B, to see how these differences play out in real-life scenarios. Let us say Person A excels in task management and effortlessly prioritizes their responsibilities. They also benefit from having a supportive friend in the office offering a valuable outlet during stressful times or for casual lunch breaks. In contrast, Person B struggles with task prioritization and feels overwhelmed by a heavy workload. Their more introverted nature further compounds the challenge as they lack immediate support in the workplace. Now consider how one's outlook can profoundly influence their ability to navigate challenging situations. Stress and how it affects you depends on your mindset. For example, let us say you have a financial crisis and can either completely freak out, letting it overwhelm you, or you can use that to motivate you to make a change for the better and increase your income. As we consider the impact of mindset on stress responses, it is clear that how we interpret situations can further shape our experiences. Situation interpretation plays a crucial role in how we experience stress. Each person interprets events differently based on their thoughts, emotions, and values. For example, someone who sees a challenging project as an opportunity for growth may handle stress differently than someone who views it as overwhelming. Shifting perspectives can help manage stress. Seeing a difficult task as a chance to showcase skills or learn something new can improve resilience and productivity. embracing alternative viewpoints, finding humor in challenges, or recognizing shared experiences can build resilience and regain control amidst workplace stressors. Recognizing these differences in stress response can guide individuals and organizations in implementing tailored strategies such as skill building workshops, creating supportive work environments, and promoting self-awareness to enhance overall well-being and productivity. Now that we have explored how individuals uniquely respond to stress, let us shift our focus to the diverse range of coping mechanisms they employ to navigate these challenges. Number 1, adaptive versus maladaptive coping strategies. Adaptive coping strategies, also known as healthy coping strategies, are behaviors or thought patterns that help alleviate stress, promote emotional resilience, and benefit overall well-being. They can have positive effects on a person's health. Examples include exercise, meditation, seeking therapy, and ensuring quality sleep. On the other hand, maladaptive coping mechanisms like smoking, substance abuse, and overeating provide short-term relief but are detrimental in the long run, contributing to chronic stress and health issues, often leading to burnout. Number 2, problem-focused coping versus emotion-focused coping. Problem-focused coping involves directly addressing the stressor or problem through actions such as planning, seeking advice, setting goals, and taking steps to change the situation. It is effective when the stressor is controllable. Whereas emotion-focused coping focuses on managing emotional responses through seeking support, relaxation activities, humor, temporary avoidance of stressors, and reframing negative thoughts. It is useful for uncontrollable stressors. It is also useful for promoting emotional well-being despite the situation. Now let us talk about some of the factors that influence coping strategies. Number 1, locus of control. This refers to whether individuals believe they have control over events in their lives, or if external forces dictate outcomes. Those with an internal locus of control tend to use active coping strategies, while those with an external locus may feel less control over stressful situations. Number 2, sense of coherence. Perception of life events as manageable, comprehensible, and meaningful enhances coping abilities and resilience. Number 3, self-efficacy. If you believe in your ability to handle challenges, this influences proactive coping behaviors. Number 4, stress-related growth. This refers to positive psychological changes that can occur after experiencing adversity or stress. It involves finding new strengths, perspectives, and personal growth following difficult circumstances. These factors collectively shape how we perceive and respond to stress, influencing the coping strategies we employ. Research shows that effective coping improves health outcomes, such as lower risk of cardiac disease, better immune function, and enhanced survival rates. If you would like to know about the tools to manage stress, I recommend booking a consultation, workshop, or program on our website. If you are having a hard time coping with stress, reach out to a healthcare provider or mental health professional for support. When your usual coping strategies don't seem to work, it is time for a strategic approach, the 4 A's. Think of it as your stress management toolkit. Let us talk about them. Avoid. Where possible, steer clear of situations or triggers that lead to stress. This approach minimizes exposure to stressful stimuli, reducing the need for coping strategies. Alter. If you cannot avoid the stressor, modify your environment, routines, or relationships to lessen stress levels. This could involve changing your schedule, setting boundaries, or resolving conflicts that contribute to stress. Adapt. If you cannot modify your environment, it is time to adjust your mindset, your behaviors, or expectations to better deal with stressors. This may include practicing mindfulness, cultivating resilience, or learning new coping skills to navigate challenges effectively. Accept, acknowledge, and come to terms with stressors that cannot be changed or controlled. Embracing acceptance involves reframing perspectives, letting go of perfectionism, and focusing on what you can influence rather than what you cannot. These strategies align with adaptive coping mechanisms. Recognize that everyone responds uniquely to stress. There's no universal solution. It is crucial to experiment with different methods and strategies. Effective stress management isn't one size fits all. What works for one person might not for another, and that's okay. It is about finding techniques that bring peace and control. So whether you're dealing with overwhelming emails, unexpected challenges, or accepting what you can't change gracefully, remember, you have the resilience and capability to navigate through.